Ah, yes, people. So, before I get into this deliciously idiotic mess over here, someone last night on our live stream said these two yahoos called me retarded, which I don't mind considering the source, but I wanted to know the context. Now, for the record, I have more animus against Sitch than I do Adam, because Sitch lied about me, and dishonesty irks me, whereas Adam just says stupid shit, and it's funny. And I watched this, and from about 2 to 16 minutes in, my word, this is some wild shit right here. I say that so no one can say, oh, Spoon selectively clipping. I don't selectively clip shit. If you think I'm selectively clipping, feel free to go and watch it and show the context that I'm missing. If you think I'm being dishonest, try and hit me. So they're talking about the recent news event with regards to the election and Kamala Harris, and oh man, it is glorious.
But who do you think is coping? Because, I mean, I don't think the left is coping on this.
Do I even need to say anything about that statement? Holy hell.
I think they are very happy that they have a non-senile old man to go against Trump.
Well, the cope spiral that I see has to do with the right, actually, people on the right.
You see this kind of shit? This is what makes people think you either paid off or just plain stupid. Coping on the right. Look, Adam, I know you're from California, so I don't know if it's the water supply, the fumes in the air, or remnants of Gavin Newsom's hairspray has fried your marbles, but everyone I know on the right is laughing their ass off. Everyone I know on the right is rubbing their hands together with giddy glee, going, oh dear God, please let there be debates, because the thought of Kamala Harris debating Donald Trump is fantastic.
I think Joe Biden was obviously the easier opponent because he's obviously senile. Maybe he had a stroke or something. Like he's deteriorating right in front of our eyes. So he seems like an easy target for an election. I think this Kamala Harris is more of a wild card.
She's the first female of color in this position with absolutely no merit for it. The only wild thing here is how the hell is this situation not a clown show? I want to know what the hell you smoked to get this stupid.
Like the problem that I laid out for Joe Biden still exists today. I laid this out months ago, maybe years ago, was the problem with Joe Biden is he's going to go out into public and he's going to try to speak and drive his numbers up, and they're going to drive his numbers down. Now, the only way to save your numbers when you're in this death spiral is to campaign more, right?
It only works if people want to see you because you're a decent candidate. Otherwise, yeah, not so much.
Turn things around. Well, he's not in a position to campaign more and turn things around. But Kamala Harris, on the other hand, well, yeah, she is kind of in a position to turn things around, right? She's young.
She isn't young. Come October, she's 60. Well, then again, standing next to the shadow of the Grim Reaper might give the impression of youthful vigor. Or in her case, a vocabulary that sounds like she's yet to hit puberty.
She seems to have some kind of understanding of what's going on.
Oh, you are taking the piss.
I mean, hypothetically.
Now watch him contradict damn near everything he just said.
I'm scared. She might be in the exact same situation as Joe Biden. Let me make that abundantly clear.
That's not possible.
Well, the thing is, so Joe Biden was in this situation where he couldn't campaign more because it made the problem more obvious, right? And
I see. Yeah,
Kamala Harris is kind of could be in the same situation, right? I think this is why she did so bad in the primaries, because she is kind of, I mean, I sent you a video where
unlikable.
I think it was Dr. Grande did, I think, like 12 or 24 different word salad compilations. Yeah. So he basically pulled out all the speeches that Kamala Harris has given where the things that she says are completely incoherent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how's that any different than the problem with Joe Biden?
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, can you explain to us how the Democratic Party plans to combat the fact that she still speaks like her words were assembled by swallowing a box of Scrabble tiles?
Yeah, if you haven't seen, this is Dr. Todd Grande. Should word salad vice president run for president? And he's just, going over all these things Kamala said that you're like, what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just so And we have yet to see. I think, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt at this point. She's been behind the scenes for a long time.
Oh, and do tell, why do you think that is? Why has she been shoved into the limelight after spending the last 2 damn years in a closet?
I haven't really seen her in campaign mode.
Maybe because she campaigns about as well as Biden walks up a flight of steps. Skipping ahead.
But back to the original point. She just her numbers are going to fluctuate, and she is going to pivot appropriately, one would think. So that makes her a more formidable opponent against Donald Trump. And so I think Donald Trump's strategy ever since the announcement has been abysmal. And I see a lot of people on the right saying, oh, Donald Trump knew this was going to happen. Donald Trump wants to run against Harris more than he wanted to run against Biden, which, if that is literally true, then just tell me Donald Trump is retarded, okay? Tell me Donald Trump is an idiot.
I wouldn't call anyone else stupid and retarded if I were you two, by the way. Skipping ahead here again.
It's also, we read that article that was saying that they thought it was possible for them to swap out Kamala until the debate. So it's possible that until that point, they thought that.
Oh,
and then
okay.
the debate happened. So maybe he actually thought that they're gonna swap him out, and then you'd think if they had anticipated or predicted or even thought that there's a good chance before the debate that Kamala would have been swapped out, you would have thunk that they would have been ready for this swap out, and they would have been more prepared. It does feel like they've been caught a little with their pants down in terms of campaigning, commercials, things of that nature, to kind of talking points, things to go after Kamala.
My man, now you're getting on my page here, because that's the perception that I have, and that's the perception I'm seeing a lot of. I mean, it's Cope on the right.
My word, these two suck at propaganda, by the way. This is objectively straight up embarrassing.
People are pointing to an ad against Kamala and saying, oh, Adam, obviously they were completely prepared for this. They had an ad ready. And I'm just thinking, the
Super PAC ad that wasn't a direct Trump ad?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like Kamala Harris wasn't on the ticket. Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Of course they're going to run ads. The whole scenario screams Biden could die his first week in office. Of course they're going to run ads against Kamala. That's part of the strategy, whether he drops out or not.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just a lot of people I don't think want to. A lot of people are sending the Trump was fully prepared for this. Everything is going as planned.
Does anyone think any Trump voter gives a flying toss about who the nominee is either way? Seriously.
Stick to the plan. This is perfect. We're going to win. Rah, 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 rah. And I might be a little bit of cognitive dissonance because people don't want to come to terms with the fact that, things are going to get far more competitive the closer we get to the election.
Based on what exactly?
And it really is dependent on Kamala's ability to campaign.
Which you yourself said exacerbates the problem.
Which I'm skeptical of. Like the time to have this conversation about how the Trump team was fully ready for this, Trump's still going to destroy her, everything is going as planned, is after she starts campaigning and her numbers just do nothing or go down.
Does anyone think her numbers matter either way here? Really?
Right.
Which I do think can happen. She's seems to be good at going on a ramble that is completely nonsensical and incoherent, which is not going to be a good campaign strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
very possible. It's obviously super early.
Early? Motherfucker, it's July. The election is in November. Man, these people are crazy. This is all we can stomach. So, let me address all of this because a lot of copium stupidity was just lobbed my way. Away with the rhetoric. Away with your copium. Use some wang wisdom. And let's try and analyze this rationally with what we know, all right? Starting with her campaign performance in 2020, which was abysmal. Like I said before, Tulsi Gabbard rocked her into the stratosphere by letting everybody know what a horrible AG she was for California, and that was pretty much all she wrote. She then tanked single digits and ultimately bowed out before the primaries reached her own state of California. She came in 4th, behind Biden, Sanders, and Warren. The public did not like her. When she was elected for VP, how did that train go? Oh yeah, it continued, because every time she had a camera in front of her face, she sounded broken. Like you said before, she sounds incoherent. You talk of her being behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, it was chaos as she was burning through her staff like Tony Montana through a mountain of yayo. Again, pray tell, why do you think that is? As a matter of fact, prior to the last week or so, when was the last time you saw her do anything public that wasn't a shit show? Hell, when was the last time you saw her do anything that made her look favorable in any capacity, ever? I honestly can't think of anything that she's done that wasn't a disaster. She was laughing, discussing the Ukrainian refugee crisis with, I think, the Polish president. She was on some radio show discussing foreign policy and said, Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So, basically, that's wrong. Yeah, she actually said this. She actually talks like she's 5. The time she was in France and said, the plan in this cringe-inducing French accent, again like she's 5. The Venn diagrams thing, the time she spoke to, I swear, child actors about space, the list goes on and on. Like I said before, there's a reason why she was essentially shoved into a broom closet and out of the public eye. All of these things were cringe and uber embarrassing for the administration. Has there been any improvement from her since? No, and we all know this. There's a reason why the so-called support feels forced. It's because she doesn't have any. It's like trying to sprinkle coconut on a pile of crap. Oh, the Democrats are so glad to get rid of this damn near literal deadweight that is Joe Biden. Now they can run Kamala. If she was worth her salt, they wouldn't have waited until Biden hit status drooling vegetable and tossed him aside like a stale piece of bread out the damn window. And spare me this ridiculous pile of wank of, oh, Trump is so unprepared and wishes to face Biden. Do you honestly think that Trump prefers the candidate who supposedly beat him, or a failed moron who couldn't even finish the damn primaries, a candidate who no one voted for and is deeply unpopular even in the administration she currently serves in? What deluded, cracked-out space of the internet do these two idiots even live in? You yourselves have said she's in the same position as Biden. Every time she talks, she becomes more and more unpopular. So how exactly is campaigning going to improve any of this? What is she going to do, pull the basement strategy out of nowhere? If I'm going by your own assessment, you guys don't even think she's improved in the last 4 years either. So what's left? Just a massive propaganda campaign fluffing her up? I mean, they're already trying to do that. I'll do a separate video on that. But this is all just coping rhetoric. The thing is with her, I can't even call her imbecilic, or even stupid. That still feels too highbrow. I don't want to say dumb because that's too on the nose. What's the word for her? She has this almost childlike dimwittery quality about her. Oh, you know what's a really good word for her? Nincompoop. She is a nincompoop. Just looking at her, how she talks, her mannerisms, her complete lack of basic social awareness. Bollocks to a nation. You will never convince me that this woman is even fit to run a damn lemonade stand. Hell, she needs a script to run her mouth, for God's sakes. I honestly can't even picture her as a character in Idiocracy. She's too cartoonishly clumsy. She's like a made-in-India Clintonian knockoff version of Mr. Magoo. I mean, let's compare this to 2016, right? The country was in better shape, roughly, right? The opponent was Hillary, who had a considerable amount of media and money power behind her, who is significantly higher on the political power scale, was far more shrewd, far more name brand recognition, and can at least feign being human, being able to talk without cackling like a damn hyena, and was besting Trump in the polls leading up to the election and still lost. Depending on how you want to look at it, Trump is in the ascendancy, and the opposition has no steam, nothing positive to run on, and is now stuck with a candidate that couldn't even finish a primary race, has no achievements, failed in the current administration, and has over 3 years of train wrecks and past records the internet is going to scour and go to town on. You could make the argument, quite easily actually, that she's a sacrifice, because anyone who faces Trump is going to have no political career after it. And she has nothing to offer the political arena. Hell, never mind the Democratic Party. She's even more useless than Biden. Actually, now that you mention that, You guys want a truly horrifying realization, right? You ready for this? AOC is more functional than she is. Let that sink in. The regime is in some ways trying to put the woke away, and she is for all intents and purposes the poster child of DEI and all of its compounding failures, a symbol of excessively stupid decadence, a hopelessly unqualified choice stuck in time that is now outdated and worn out its welcome, an ugly reminder of a cheap past mistake. A fitting end considering she only got ahead by giving it. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.